Hey, we're taking out more scratches today, and this time we're going after it big time. Last time out, we used this little guy to take out some smaller scratches. This is an M12 polisher from Milwaukee. Well, I've got a heavy duty tool this time. This is going to be a 7-inch polisher. It's an M18, and it's for covering larger areas. Oh, hey, here it is right here. This is one bad boy. Check it out. Cordless, large M18 pack, variable speed, comes with 2 foam pads plus a wool pad, and we're gonna go after some nasty stuff that may or may not come out. I'm not gonna do it. I have a real pro. I got Jimbo from Perfection Auto Detailing in Austin, Texas, and we're gonna see if we can make this old Explorer nice and shiny. This is a variable speed 7-inch polisher that runs from 0 to 2200 RPM. It's lighter than many conventional corded polishers, and the ease of cordless operation is super cool. It comes with 2 foam pads and a wool pad, along with 2 M18 lithium-ion batteries and a convenient charger that handles both M18 and M12 batteries. So Jim, why do I really need one of these big bad boys?
The reason you would use a high-speed buffer to detail a vehicle would be to basically remove scratches or do a light polishing. In this case, we're going to take some scratches out and then polish the panel after that, make it look great again. There's one scratch that's a little bit deep, but we're going to try it anyway and see what we can do with it. Normally, my rule of thumb is that if you can put your fingernail into the scratch, it's probably too deep to get out completely, but we might be able to do something with this scratch. We'll see what we can do. All right, we're about to try to remove the scratches. It's a little bit hard to see, but it goes from here to here, probably from a branch. It's a little bit deeper right there. We're going to be using rubbing compound. This is 3M. You can use anything as long as it's rubbing compound. This cuts more than a polish. A polish is basically just for shining something up or removing swirl marks, stuff like that. So take a little bit of this. We'll start with the deeper one first. Put that on top. And then this is a variable speed, 800 all the way up to 2000. For something like that, I would start out about 1600. And the key is to keep it moving. Don't stop. Keep the thing moving, and don't put any abrupt angles on it, or you can cut the paint. It's super easy to cut into the paint, and trust me, you don't want to do that. Hit your switch here. Basically just go slowly back and forth over the scratch. Spread the compound. You're basically just cutting the paint down a little bit at a time. It's still in there a little bit. That was the deeper of the two, so we know that one's going to be super easy to get out. So it might take 2 or 3 applications to bring that down. Basically, when you're looking at it, if you looked at it under a microscope, here's your paint, it dips down where the scratch is. You're basically bringing it down so it's all level again, and then polishing to get rid of the swirls and stuff like that. All right, let's put some more on. Fantastic then. Might take 2 or 3 tries, but it should work. Should be able to get it completely out. I'm going to bump the speed down just a hair so I can really push on it while I'm real slow, and just always keep it moving. Stay away from the edges also. Alright, it's still in there a tiny bit, but one more should do it.
So it's a progressive thing, a little bit at a time?
Exactly. It's like polishing a diamond, progressively finer and finer grits. And a lot of people are under the impression, hey, can you just wax my car? The wax is where the shine, it protects the shine. All your shine actually comes from the polishing and the prep work. The wax just sort of seals it in. There's very few cars you can just wax something new or something that's maintained really well. But most cars need to be polished first. You can use a cleaner wax, which has real small amounts of polish in it, like a one-step thing, for just doing a job like that.
It's a little windy.
If you're new at this, I would recommend a little bit slower speed to start out with. It could be a little bit tricky.
What's up with that compound?
It's a little bit dried out. Usually there's a squeeze type thing on the top and you just squeeze it and it comes out, but I had to take the cap off and now I'm attempting to get some compound out of here.
I should have bought some new stuff,
I would recommend getting some new stuff if you're going to do this. We'll get it, but... All right, zoom in on that.
Huh? Look at that. I don't see nothing and it's gone. It's like magic.
This light misting rain doesn't help any for filming, but you can see the scratch is 99% gone. And then this should be real easy to get out. The one here, that's probably one pass would do that. If I can get some more compound out of the bottle. Now we're gonna take care of the rest of the scratches. We did the deeper one first. Now there's a couple of light ones. We'll take care of those next. And then the whole panel will be spectacular. Same thing, set it on about 1200 since this scratch is a little bit lighter. Keep it moving. Spread the compound over the scratch and then just go back and give it a little bit of pressure, not a lot. Yep, it came right out. All right, so now that we got the scratches out, we're gonna go back and polish the whole panel, which will shine it up, get rid of the swirl marks at this step left, and yeah, that should finish it up, and then you finish at the end with a coat of wax. This was our cutting pad, our foam cutting pad, and we're gonna put a polishing pad on, which is a little bit softer. It's nice to have this Velcro attachment that this thing comes with. Saves a lot of time. Back in the day, we had to take this whole thing off and it was a pain in the neck. Now with the Velcro, it's just you zip one off, you put the next one on. Makes things a lot easier and quicker. Okay, this is a polishing compound. This particular brand is Turtle Wax. There's a million brands, 3M, Mother's, McGuire's. I've been doing this for 32 years. I tried them all. Use whatever you like.
There you go. Not a paid endorsement.
Not a paid endorsement. Just my personal preference. Anything will work, pretty much.
What about toothpaste? Would you use toothpaste?
No. And this one's not all dried up, so this will be, this will go on the way it's supposed to.
Excellent.
So basically, I'm gonna put a little bit of polish on here.
Do you ever write things and make strange patterns?
Never.
No, not even once.
Nope. All right. So now you're gonna put your pad on here at a slight angle. And basically we're going to spread this stuff all over and then go back and polish it. It's going to be a little bit trickier because it's raining and everything's wet, but let's see what we can do.
What about those pinstripes?
Just be careful around the pinstripes. The painted pinstripes, the compound will attack those more than the polish. The polish won't do too much if you keep the buffer moving, but just be careful around those. If you really don't think you can be careful, put a piece of tape over them so you can't buff them out by mistake. Alright, this is the polish. Be careful with this plastic. You don't want to go on the plastic. If you hit the plastic, you'll melt it. So, again, if you think you're going to mess it up, put a piece of tape over it, and then you won't hit it by mistake. A piece of masking tape. So I'm just going back and polishing and getting all the swirl marks out now. I've been doing this forever, so I'm not taping this stuff off, but I would recommend that you do. And about this fast, back and forth. Get the give the polish a chance to do its job. And when you come to a door handle, don't try to wedge this in here. Do this part by hand, or use that small buffer you had before. So you can see it's starting to shine up pretty good. All right, now we'll try to wipe it off with all this stupid rain, but we'll see what happens. And of course it started raining heavier when we're trying to do this, so let's see if I can get it dried off enough where you can see the actual shine. Can you see that?
Oh yeah.
Okay. I would recommend not to do this in the rain if you can.
We're a little stuck on time today.
Yeah. But anyway, that's not a scratch, that's just water.
Jimmy Shine. Is your nickname Jimmy Shine?
No.
No? Your nickname is not Jimmy Shine,
No.
is it?
That's already taken.
Shine? No shine.
Now this scratch is pretty deep. I can put my fingernail in it, and usually something like that you can't get all the way out, but we're gonna try our best. We can probably, I know we can make it look better. We might get surprised and be able to take the whole thing out. So let's see what we can do. Take the compound again. I put more compound on it because it's pretty deep. I want to cut. We're gonna remove the polishing pad and put on a wool pad, which is for heavier cutting. The other pad we use, the yellow one, is a cutting pad for light scratches and stuff like that. This is for deep scratches and heavy duty stuff. This will cut deeper into the clear coat, bring the level down quicker, which is what you need. So I'm going to set it on about 1200 and basically see what we can do. You need to lean into it too a little more, so cuts a little bit more. Okay, now certain parts of the scratch were deeper. Back here it was deeper. This is starting to look pretty good, and then it's deep again up here. You can actually see a slight dent. Some scratches are just not going to come out no matter what you do because they're too deep. And basically they are down to the level of the primer or even the bare metal sometimes, and if that's the case, all the compounding in the world is not going to make it go away. But we'll try it. Looking a little better. Probably not going to come all the way out, but give it one more shot. See what it looks like. And as you notice, when you use a brand new wool pad, you're going to have all kinds of wool strands everywhere. It just happens with a new pad. Once it's broken in, it's not quite as bad. The thing you want to remember is to keep the buffer moving though. If you stop too long or if you go too close to an edge, it's real easy to burn through the paint. You don't want that. Alright, so I think that's the best that's going to come out. You don't want to take too much paint off, otherwise you're going to buff through the clear coat and into the color coat, and that's not good either. So we got to draw the line somewhere. This is a good place to draw a line. Take this off again. Foam polishing pad. Some polish. Set it on about 1200, maybe a little less. This will remove any swirl marks you left from the previous step. Put a little shine back into it. Normally, if it wasn't raining, you wouldn't have all this hideous mess here, so just ignore that. It would be mostly dust if we were doing it not in the rain. I'm actually going to wipe the window down too, because it looks like a woolly mammoth rubbed against it. Looks like somebody buffed the car with their cat. Anyway,
The ASPCA will be here in a minute when they find out that we've been buffing cars with cats.
it's as bad as cat juggling,
Cat juggling is okay as long as the cats consent to it.
and it's the right season.
It has to be
If you do
consensual.
it in the wrong season, you
Yeah.
get in trouble.
Oh yeah, it's got to be in-season consensual cat juggling.
You can still see a little bit here.
One last note. Milwaukee touts that the unit has enough juice to complete the car on just one charge, but I haven't had the chance to test battery longevity yet. I'm searching for a tired looking old car to buff out in order to shoot a before, during, and after video. As always, thanks for watching. If you like this, hit the like button. If you really like it, share it. You got questions or ideas, let me know down in the comments section, and we'll catch you down the road.